Welcome to the 4th annual Making a Difference Awards. I'm Rick Small, and we're here at beautiful Northwest State Community College for tonight's event, honoring 3 wonderful entities. As far as an individual is concerned, it's Pam Weiner, representing Legal Aid of Western Ohio. Our business honoree tonight is Chief Supermarket, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes is our organizational winner. It's going to be a big night. The benefactor, the foundation here at Northwest State Community College. Thanks for joining us. The gracious host of the Make a Difference Awards and the Screen Carpet event, of course, Northwest State Community College. I'm joined by Mari Yoder and the president of Northwest State Community College, Dr. Thomas Stuckey, and thanks for hosting this wonderful event.
It's always a pleasure to honor the people that have given back to our community.
It's always great because we see 3 facets: individuals, organizations, and businesses coming together. I think the common theme of our award winners this year, family, from family-owned businesses to our individual who affects so many families in a positive way, and it's the whole facet of family coming together.
And that's part of the beauty of Northwest Ohio. We are very family-oriented.
You have just come off a graduation out here, and we've seen great numbers out here, and this has really always been an integral part of that expanded education, but especially in the past 5 or 6 years, Northwest State has really stepped up to the plate.
The growth has been tremendous. 477 graduated this last Saturday.
And we're not done. I know we're going to continue to grow out here.
Do you have some more children come along?
No, guaranteed. But I can proudly say that my oldest son is a graduate of Northwest State, and he's gainfully employed, so I love that.
And we are proud of him.
Well, good. I'll let him know that, too. He'd love to hear that. Mari, congratulations on another big night here tonight.
Oh, it's so exciting. And, on top of the Making a Difference Awards, the key is that we're raising money for scholarships for students, and that is so key for so many of the students in our area to be able to attend school.
The foundation is important to so many people, like you said, scholarships alone, and this is really the home of the non-traditional student at the same time, allowing students who may not have had the opportunity to come and get the education they need.
It really is, and we actually just had our scholarship awards night recently, and it's amazing. A couple of the students, there's literally tears in their eyes because they're like, I didn't know how I was going to pay for school, and this is helping me to continue and finish that education, and so it really does mean a lot. When they're trying to raise families, pay their bills, do everything else, and then on top of it pay for school, that can be quite challenging.
I look at the growth out here. We talked about the growth in numbers, but the facility itself, I'm old school. I can remember in the mid-'70s when Northwest State Community College was Northwest Technical College in a single building. I now look at this health building and so much more, and the growth is astounding.
It is, and we have the beautiful facilities to do the right kind of training. If we don't have the equipment and the materials that the students need to be able to go out and get the training so they can do those jobs, then it's not going to be worthwhile. And so we got to make sure we have that. And we have equipment in our engineering building that is identical to what's in many of the industries out there. So they're going to be ready to go out there.
And the degrees are relevant, too. And when I say that, you really listen to what business and industry needs around here, professionals as well, and curriculum is molded that way so that when they leave Northwest State, they're ready to go to work.
We do. This past year we actually just instituted a new welding program, and that was in a direct response to a company that was coming into the Hicksville area, but also the comments from many of our other businesses and industries who were telling us they were struggling finding good welders. And so we've been building that program. It's growing. We have a new industrial maintenance program that we're working on. We have a new truck driving program because there's a shortage of truck drivers now. So we're trying to listen to what they need and make sure that we're giving students education and jobs that they can find work in.
Well, we thank you for your hosting this event. It's a big event. A lot of people have a great time here tonight. Like I said, there's 3 facets that we really honor tonight: an individual, organization, and business. And you talk about making a difference. Northwest State Community College is certainly doing that.
Thank you for joining us for the evening under the stars. It is indeed a spectacular evening. With the college's 43rd commencement last weekend, 477 new stars were added to the galaxy of the Northwest State alumni. Tonight, we are pleased to recognize, as Rick said, the community stars that make a difference in Northwest Ohio. Northwest State also continues to create new galaxies. This year, we added 5 new certificates, short-term certificates, that complement our associate degrees. Based on the needs of business and industry, we added a certificate in welding, in industrial maintenance, advanced manufacturing, wind turbine maintenance, and truck driving. But even with the right academic programs in place, dreams cannot become reality without the scholarships made possible through the generous donations of individuals like you. Last month at the scholarship banquet, $250,000 was given to students to make their next year, that's next academic year, to help them complete their academic dream. Because of you, stars are being placed in the sky tonight. And because of you, the dreams of our students are becoming reality. On behalf of the college, our students, the Board of Trustees, our Foundation Board, thank you.
Again, we are glad you are here, and as I said, the benefactor tonight is the foundation, which really is the heartbeat of what Northwest State Community College is all about. It is the home of non-traditional students, and I say that with the deepest amount of respect, because when you decide that you need to make a change or to really jumpstart what your future has to hold, it really is the non-traditional student that gets that done. Powerful testimony coming up right now from a student of nursing here at Northwest State Community College, and I am very proud to introduce, and I know you'll make him feel welcome. Please welcome Thad Hartzell.
Thank you, everyone. I cannot put into words what a great honor and privilege it was to be selected for a scholarship from the Northwest State Community College Foundation this year. My name's Thad Hartzell, and I'm father of 2 and a grandfather of 6. A few years back, I lost my job, my home, and even my fishing boat. My savings and 401k were soon depleted. I found myself in a position I hadn't been in over 20 years, broke and living hand to mouth. I am so broke, I had to start my ramen noodle diet back up. I even had to borrow gas money to get here tonight. But what a good reason to borrow gas money for. Because of some bad decisions after I lost my job, I soon hit rock bottom. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I had to do something with my life. I still have at least a good another 40 years left in me. I decided to continue my education. When I first started back to school, I was 42 years old. After 25 years of being out of school, I chose to go into one of the toughest nursing programs in Northwest Ohio. What was I thinking? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to this decision. After graduating high school, I wanted to be an industrial engineer. I ended up going to college for only 1 semester. This is all I could afford. Back then, there wasn't a lot of money available for students to continue their education, so I quit school and went to work. I fully intended to go back to school when I had more money. I never made it back, until now. Over the next 25 years, I made some good and some not so good decisions. 2 of these good decisions were when my boys were born. I did any job I could find to support my family. Eventually, I worked my way up into middle management at a factory. I filled in for foremen as well as office personnel. I even ended up doing the OSHA training and developing the safety programs at this facility. Well, when the economy took a downturn, our company was hit hard. I didn't think my job was in jeopardy because of all the positions I could fill. I was wrong. I walked in the office one day and was given 1 hour to clean out my desk. What was I going to do now? I did some very hard thinking. I finally decided I would go back to school. The first step was to find a school. I went to one that was close to home and affordable. The logical choice was Northwest State Community College. But what would I take there? This is when I started getting a little scared about coming back to school, because how was I going to start all over again? Most of the students I would be attending with were kids younger than my own. Would I be able to do it? I wanted something secure for my future also. The medical field had always intrigued me and seemed like a very secure future. Northwest State offered several degree options in the medical field. I chose the registered nursing program for several reasons. I've always enjoyed helping others. I was a first responder in charge of safety with my previous employer. But what really made me go into this direction happened several years earlier. I had come upon an accident one day. There was a truck upside down in the field to my right. A car was totally smashed in the front end on the side of the truck. I used my first responder training to aid the driver of the truck. I did what I could for the two young boys of the car, but I had to watch them boys die right in front of me. After seeing death firsthand, I always wondered if there was something I could have done differently that day. This is what I was thinking when I decided to become a nurse. Was there more I could do for them boys that I was unable to help? Would the additional training as a nurse change anything I did that day? I didn't know, but I was going to find out. Recently, I've been receiving clinical instruction at local hospitals. I have come to see what type of nurse I want to be from this experience. I want to be the nurse that puts the patient at ease with my medical knowledge, as well as the one that can sit with the patient and make them feel better with just a smile or tender touch. I want to get back to where I once was in life. Actually, I want to achieve more. This award being given to me tonight will aid me in getting to that goal. I plan on getting my RN degree within the next year and a half. Where will I go from there? Well, I plan on getting my bachelor's degree eventually, but I really just want to take this one step at a time. If someone were to tell me 5 years ago I would be standing in front of a couple hundred people giving a speech thanking someone for a scholarship to become a nurse, I would have thought they were out of their mind. But look at me now. I can only imagine what the next 5 years will bring. By being here the last few years, I've become a much better person than I once was. I thought I had no family to bring here tonight since my sons live so far away, but I was wrong. I have the family that I have met at Northwest State. I have more Northwest State sisters, brothers, sons and daughters show up. I have role models and instructors that I study with and work with here tonight. Without these people, I know I would not be where I am today. I want to thank all these people for making such a positive impact on a life that has had many ups and downs, and tonight's a really good up. All of you will always have a very special place in my heart. I would especially like to thank my supporters for helping me change my life with this generous donation. I hope to live up to the Jean Cox Memorial Fund and the reputation Ms. Cox demonstrated in the nursing field. Excellence in nursing. I finally want to thank my boys for making me want to be a better person that they can respect and love. I want them to be proud of their dad. I want them to be able to say, my dad isn't the best male nurse, but the best nurse around, wherever this may be. Thank you.
Our Business Award winner tonight at the Make a Difference Awards here at Northwest State Community College, Chief Supermarkets, and I'm joined by Annette Heffel, who is the Director of Marketing. Good to see you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Congratulations on behalf of Chief.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here. I know community giving is such an important part of the organization at Chief, and for each and every one of our associates, for our company and our associates to be honored is amazing.
I can go way back. I'm from a big family, and I know my mom did all of her grocery shopping at Chief, so you have to send her a thank you note with 14 kids especially.
We will. We know you're a wonderful customer of ours, so we appreciate it.
But I love Chief because it's all about family, and I take that back to the heritage of Chief and what it's all about. It's a family-owned and operated business and still is to this day.
Correct. We started in 1951, so we've been in the community for 62 years, and we're still owned and operated by the Hinch family who started the business when they joined with the Nolan Grocers. So
the principles are still the same, the way that you operate to this day and age.
That's correct. Our founders named our company Chief because they wanted it to stand for honesty, integrity, and fairness. And we still honor those same core values today. In fact, our mission statement is Chief exists to delight our customers with great food and experiences. And those experiences are not only in the store while they're shopping, but also out in the community and being a part of giving back to, Northwest Ohio and what makes this a great place to live.
I wanted to point that out, too. A lot of people can sell the same grocery items, but I don't think anybody gets more involved in community and helping community efforts from feeding the hungry to more than Chief.
Well, one of the cool things that our company does is our Good Neighbor Day, which we just did last week, and we're still telling the results for this year, but I think it's going to be good. And I can tell you over the past 4 years that with our customers and associates' involvement in the company itself, we've been able to donate over $125,000 over a 4-year period to help our neighbors provide the right food on their tables so they're not hungry, because nobody should know the pain of being hungry.
Well, I love the way that you and other associates with Chief really take the lead, but your customers really do catch on, and they really want to support it as well.
That's right. Our customers are amazing. They really are the driving force of what makes, Chief a part of the community. They support us. We support them. It's really a family atmosphere from our associates to our customers. And the customers actually make donations, both in-kind donations in food as well as monetary donations to help our food pantries and food banks as well.
I'll tell you what, nobody does it finer when it comes to a business, especially groceries like Chief. The freshest meats and produce, just everything that they do is all community-oriented, and you and the entire staff well-deserved tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We begin with our business recipient tonight, that being Chief Supermarket. Their first store opened its doors in 1951 in Defiance. Within the first 4.5 hours, 8,200 people came out to celebrate the grand opening. I think I was behind that group the other day when I was trying to go through quickly. The supermarket's success continued to grow and today has expanded to include 13 locations across Northwest and West Central Ohio. When Chief was first opened, its founders made a commitment that Chief Supermarket would be a community leader, standing for honesty, integrity, and fairness. 61 years later, the supermarket chain carries that mission with a commitment to strengthening the communities that it serves. In addition to donating hundreds of local projects, Chief annually supports 7 organizations and company-wide campaigns. Included on that list, the American Cancer Society, Relay for Life, Boy Scouts of America, the West Ohio Food Bank Check Out for Hunger, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the Neighbors in Need program, Toys for Tots, and I thank you for Christmas for Kids as well. Right now, here's Chief Supermarket.
We are a business of about 900 associates located in about 8 counties, all over Northwest and West Central Ohio.
I have a team of 5 people who work in the marketing department, and we handle all of the communications and customer and associate messages.
I am one of the managers on the Paulding store. I work with the efficiency and make sure that all of our operations are running smoothly.
We believe we're successful and have been for 62 years because it really comes down to passionate people. It comes down to associates who really care about what they're doing in the stores and taking care of the customers.
The founding fathers of Chief Supermarkets, the founders named the store Chief for integrity, honesty, and fairness, and those are still core characteristics that we value today.
I think that's one of the big things, is that it really makes an impact on the community.
There's stories every day where the associates at the stores are going above and beyond and helping customers in ways that maybe the average person wouldn't even notice, such as we have a blind couple who shops one of our stores, and there's an associate, a young lady, who takes that couple around the store when they come in and helps them shop for their groceries every week.
Each year we have a Good Neighbor Day that helps put food on the table for many who need it. And over the last couple years, we've raised $125,000 for the food pantries so that they could be of assistance to the community.
We get kids from the local high school that will come down and help out with the tent sale, and then a large portion of our proceeds from that tent sale gets donated back to the high school.
People take their employment with us seriously, and that we have an economic impact on our employees, but also their families, and it's a really big responsibility that we take seriously. They're all from scratch, special recipe cookies. They've been around since 1997. One of our bakery associates created the first recipe. We ran with it. We took it to all the stores, sell 500,000 dozen a year of special recipe cookies. Everything's from scratch, just like Mom would make, all fresh ingredients. They're phenomenal, and they seem to be relatively famous.
Chief is a really great place to work because they offer a lot of opportunities through advancement, through Chief University and their education processes.
So we home grew our own curriculum to make sure that our associates knew exactly what we wanted them to know and get the education.
As a manager in training, that's part of the Chief University program that my main goal is to sort of learn all of the operations and take a lot of the Chief University classes to really prepare myself to become one of the store managers.
The future of the business is to continue to innovate in food products primarily. We've got a lot of things on the horizon that we're testing. We can't be afraid to fail. We just got to put new ideas and trendy food out there for our customers to try.
A lot of new products and new innovations we're looking at bringing to our customers, and it's just a very exciting time, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to be able to offer the communities down the road.
I think the small kids ate half of those cookies that Stephanie pointed out too. And I can honestly say at 4:20 this morning, leaving my home to go do my morning radio show, I stuffed a chocolate chip special recipe cookie in my mouth, and I had a great show today. It was spectacular. So I love the cookies and everything that Chief is all about. At this time, I invite a representative from Chief to come forward to accept your Making a Difference Award, and congratulations on behalf of being our business honored at this year's awards.
How many of you eat the cookies? Yes. Some days it feels like that's the only thing we can do right, you know? Sell cookies. There's a lot of them. Thank you, Dr. Stuckey, Peter Beck, Robin Wilcox for conning us into doing videos that we were very uncomfortable with. I appreciate that. And thanks to Northwest State Community College for selecting Chief Supermarket for this award. We really do appreciate it. And being acknowledged for making a difference, that's very cool. I want to say thank you and say what an honor it is to be recognized. We have 900 some associates that work every day and understand this culture. And the mindset and the character is there to give back to the communities. All we do is give them open road to do it, which is really neat. I mean, we're just stewards of this business for a temporary point in time, but for 60 some years, this culture seems to be pervasive, and it's a really neat place to be employed, really neat place to work with folks, and I really do appreciate all of our associates for doing so. So I just want to say that I thank you guys for recognizing Chief. It's very cool, and thanks again.
I'm joined by our organizational winner tonight as far as the Make a Difference Awards are concerned, and that is Rex Stump with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. First off, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You've been director of Fellowship of Christian Athletes how long now?
It's been 9 years, 9 great years.
And the region that you oversee, how big is that?
7 counties, 5 in northwest Ohio here and 2 in southern Michigan.
Am I too literal if I associate Fellowship of Christian Athletes as using athletics to spread the word of Jesus Christ?
You're right on the dot. That's it right there. We are definitely trying to impact athletes and coaches and all whom they influence with the gospel of Christ. They have a huge platform. And you'll hear that when you see guys like Drew Brees or Albert Pujols, or Tim Tebow's probably the most famous that gets out there in the media, but they're all part of FCA as well.
Rex, I can imagine that a lot of young men out there that get involved, and young women for that matter, this could be the first introduction really to Jesus in their life when they come to FCA.
Oh, it happens all the time. But through our camps, through team times, we get to work with a lot of teams. There's so many local schools that have us come in and work with them once a week at their practices. And they get introduced to what we're talking about, and then they end up coming to a campus meeting and they find out more, and they find Christ there, and it's incredible.
I can imagine this day more than ever that a lot of parents are looking for some help in raising their kids. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a great outlet.
Yeah, you see what's going on in the school. There's always negative things going on, and what do we need, a gun law? Do we need this policy? And they're always looking for something, and the problem is in the core right here, and we have that answer. And it's nothing new as far as policy needed, it's Christ needed, and we get to take that right there into the school, into our mission.
How does participation start? Is it through you guys going into the schools? Is it your invite, or do you wait for that phone to ring with somebody saying we need some help?
9 years ago, I tried to go in because I was formerly a volleyball coach in Waseon for 14 years, so I knew a lot of coaches, so I thought, well, I'll just go around and knock on doors and get people going, and it didn't happen. Basically, God opened doors, and then people started calling us. And as one school started FCA, they got fired up, and then a local school got fired up, and we actually had one school in the NWAL league say, hey, we're the only school without FCA. We got to get this going, And it got started that way. But in the end, that's one of the biggest schools now participating in FCA.
It's got to be the kind of infectious that you want to see more people getting involved. This honor tonight, you have to be honored to accept this.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I had no idea about it when I got the phone call. It was a great surprise. And, I never think about, wonder what award we can get for making a difference in the lives of people. We just do this because we know it's our calling, it's our serving, it's our mission. And we don't expect a pat on the back, but when you do get a pat on the back, it's nice.
Our organizational winner tonight of the Making a Difference Award, well-deserved to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Next up is our organizational award, and this year's award goes to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Buckeye Border FCA is part of the Northwest Ohio Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Its ministry focuses on 7 counties, 5 in Northwest Ohio, including Fulton, Henry, Defiance, Paulding, and Williams counties, as well as 2 counties in Michigan, that being Lenawee and Hillsdale counties. With a small board of directors supported by hundreds of volunteers, FCA challenges coaches and athletes on the professional, collegiate, high school, and junior high, as well as youth levels, to use the powerful medium of athletics to impact the world for Jesus Christ. FCA is the largest Christian sports organization in the world, and its focus is not to be victorious on the scoreboard, rather develop leaders who will make an impact in their school and communities. Outside of schools, FCA also has community ministries that reach out to those in need and through partnerships with local churches, businesses, parents, and volunteers. Let's learn a little bit more now about FCA.
FCA's been around since 1954, but that was out west, more prevalent down south, and then about 20 years ago in Northwest Ohio they started an office.
I get to combine 2 of my passions. I get to combine sports and I get to combine the message of Jesus Christ.
It does filter in, and I know that FCA is making a huge impact in Bryan like all the other schools.
As a board member, when you hear a story of teams praying after the game, that's not in the news.
Yes, our mission is to impact athletes and coaches with the gospel of Jesus Christ and all whom they influence. That's our mission and vision. We present that to athletes and coaches. We present to them the adventure and the challenge of receiving Jesus Christ.
Anymore, a coach doesn't just teach basketball, football, track, whatever. They really teach life skills that, if taught well, can change a kid's life.
A couple weeks ago, we just had FCA for 5th and 6th grade, and we talked about love, hope, and faith, and we were talking about faith. But I give them a piece of candy with a heart from Valentine every time we come, and I give them one for themselves and one for somebody else, and they're to give it to somebody. And somebody came up to me and said, somebody gave me this and told me that they really care about me.
There's a lot of great organizations out there. I've been a part of a few, but this one, I believe we're set apart because we really have a focus on who we want to reach and how we want to reach them. And I think because our vision and mission is pretty clear cut, we know we want to impact coaches and athletes. And we know that they have an incredible influence on so many people. So if we can really focus on the coaches and the athletes and all whom they influence, that really narrows it down. And it's a great combination of taking your faith, your foundation for who you are, and your passion for your abilities that God's given you, which is sports and competition.
Where in this area is there anything for coaches that really give them tools? Nothing really. And FCA's there. We're here to help them.
I've seen that impact in a couple of the coaches I work with. They've really have dug deeper. They've really ripped apart why they coach and how they coach. And I've seen them change the way they coach, and it's been a good thing.
Kids are competitive, whether it's a sport or to be the first one in lunch line. They're competitive. So the message and the focus for what we have really sets it apart from other things that we've been involved in. Kids meet before school or after school. We have to meet during a non-academic hour to make sure we're within the rights of the students' rights in the school, the separation of church and state, which everybody always talks about. So we meet during a non-academic hour.
The only thing that pretty much the adults do is we're there. The kids run it. It's totally student run. They come with a message every week. Someone volunteers.
They want to learn. They want to win. And they don't just want to win on the field. They want to win in life too. They just don't know it yet.
Because quite honestly, most of our kids in Northwest Ohio aren't going to go on to be professional athletes. They're not going to probably even go on to D2 or D1 college. But those skills they learn there, they can use throughout their life. If they learn how to deal with anger, if they learn how to deal with, life issues at that time, they're going to be much better off when they get to the workplace, when they get to college, when they, ultimately have to have families and life themselves.
Thank you for the great work of the FCA. At this time, we ask President Stuckey and Peter to come forward and a representative from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
This is going to be dangerous. You put me behind a microphone here with the time limit, but I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. You see rock stars and athletes and all those movie stars, they'll get up in front, they get their award, and they hold it up high, and they say, I want to thank God, and they sort of ramble on from there, but I truly want to say this. Thank you, God, for the opportunity that we get to do this. This isn't a me thing. This isn't a my staff thing. This is something that God's given us. And on behalf of the Buckeye Border FCA office, my wife, Jenny, who's our office administrator, Dan Van Dock, Josh Erd, Rick Straley, we want to say thank you. What a privilege, what an honor to receive this award. And so we want to say thank you back to you for the nomination for receiving this award. It really is a privilege, but it's also a calling to serve our God, and as we desire to impact lives for eternity in Northwest Ohio and Southern Michigan, we truly want to make a difference. And so it's a blessing for us to be able to do this. 9 years now we've been doing this, and we started with just 3 schools. And and I guess the way it started was, I said in my heart, I want Jesus in every school. Whether it's FCA, Youth for Christ, Campus Crusade, or a church youth group, we wanted to see Jesus in every school. And as of today, in the 5 counties of Ohio, we are in every school but 2. And those 2 school systems, actually, we have people that are part of FCA. They just don't have the ministry there yet. And so we're very blessed now to be working in actually over 60 schools, working with 80 teams and about 15,000 students and coaches and athletes every year. So it's an incredible thing that we get to be a part of, and we don't do it alone. So I want to say thank you to those that aren't here, our volunteers, our student leaders, our coaches, and our huddle leaders. And we can't do this without the resources either. Matter of fact, there are some of you that are in this room that have invested financially in this ministry. We're 100% missionary. Nobody pays us except those who say, I support this ministry. And they give to our office to be able to do this. And so some of you are actually in here that are part of that, what we call our home team. So again, thank you, because we can't do it without you and the many that give to this ministry. I think about this, Tim Tebow, Drew Brees, Tamika Catchings, you name all these people, Tony Dungy, they're all part of FCA. And they're all professionals. And but you know what, in Northwest Ohio, it isn't the big names making the impact. It's a lot of those student athletes and kids that aren't even athletes that are showing up at FCA. They're impacting lives, and they're being impacted. As a matter of fact, I wish I could make a big impact on my sons. I've got 3 boys, and my youngest is here with me tonight. But it's not me that's doing that. It's other schools. As they've gone to other schools that have FCA and they see it, it comes back, and the ripple effect hits my own kids. So it's a mighty thing. I just want to close with saying this. My parents are 83 and 81. And my dad's gone through so much. Heart disease, pacemaker, he lost his fingers in a lumbar accident, had to have his big toe amputated. He's had prostate cancer, and recently he's had now cancer in his lower back. And at Christmas he started chemotherapy, and it's really changed his life and all of our lives. But in February, my mom, I think being a full-time nurse to my dad, took its toll on my mom, and she went into the hospital with a possible stroke. I went to visit and spend time with them, and I took my dad on Valentine's Day. This all happened on Valentine's Day. The day after, I took my dad up to the hospital to see my mom. And he got out of the wheelchair and went and sat on the chair, still weak from his chemo, and he looked over at my mom. Now again, 83 and 81. He looks over at my mom laying there in the bed and just smiles at her and says, hi, honey, love you. And then he gets up out of his chair and walks over to the bed and leans over and just plants a big kiss on her. And he sat back down and he said, that was better than thinking about it. And And I love it. That just kept ringing through my mind. It's better than thinking about it. And let me tell you something. Making a difference in the lives of young people, you got to do it. You just can't think about it. This is better than thinking about it. Doing it. Colossians 3:23, and whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. Thank you so much.
Pam Weiner of Legal Aid of Northwest Ohio is our individual award winner tonight for making a difference. And first off, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's great to see you. And tell us the story of Pam Weiner, how you got to the point where you are now.
Well, I've been very fortunate to be working in a very committed community of caring people who have come together to fight the cause of domestic violence and sexual assault. And the reason I'm here today is because of the work and efforts of many, many people in this community as well as our surrounding rural communities of Northwest Ohio. I've also been very, very fortunate to have an employer, Legal Aid of Western Ohio, and our partner advocates for basic legal equality who've given me the ability to carry out a vision that I'm very passionate about, that's my calling in life, and to give me the resources and the freedom to do that.
How do people come in contact with your office? How does the process work?
Legal Aid of Western Ohio, as well as the Family Justice Center of Northwest Ohio, is kind of a funnel for a number of organizations. When a victim comes through law enforcement or the prosecutor's office or through the courts, through victim advocacy agencies, through the hospitals, as well as other community agencies, and many times they find out on their own, either through friends or because of outreach that we do in the community to inform victims about our services.
All demographics, I would imagine, young and old alike. It could be from spousal abuse to child abuse and everything in between.
Absolutely. Victims come from all walks of life, and we assist victims with comprehensive services who are victims of child abuse, elder abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and we're beginning to provide services for victims of human trafficking.
Partnerships, an important thing. You sort of relayed that in your first comments tonight. It's all about those partnerships and the agencies you work with.
The work I do could not be done without the many collaborative partners that we have throughout our Family Justice Center network. From law enforcement, prosecutors, judges, to advocates, to other community partners, it is the work of those partners that make victim safety and better accountability possible.
I can imagine the gamut of emotions you go through with the job that you do, the roller coaster ride. What's your biggest passion about what you do?
It is incredibly rewarding to be able to see victims, generally women and children, become safe and to heal spiritually, emotionally, physically, and to be able to live violent-free lives.
I want to thank you for what you do. You truly are an angel here on earth with your passion and what you do for a living, and well-deserved honor tonight.
Oh, thank you very much.
Pam Weiner of Legal Aid of Western Ohio, our individual award winner tonight at the Make a Difference Awards. Our third and final award tonight is for an individual. Pamela Heyman Weiner has touched the lives of countless people through her work at Legal Aid of Western Ohio and the Family Justice Centers of Northwest Ohio. In 1993, Pam was the driving force behind the formation of the Defiance County Domestic Violence Task Force. In addition to improving criminal justice response to domestic violence victims, Pam, the LAWO, and the task force led the effort in creating the Family Justice Center of Northwest Ohio, which provides immediate care and help for victims of domestic violence in 6 local counties. Pam's efforts with the Justice Center resulted in not only a statewide initiative, but also a national model for communities to provide comprehensive services to victims and their families. Let's learn now more about Pamela Heyman Weiner.
I know Pam through my work at the Center for Child and Family Advocacy.
I'm a colleague of Pam. I have been working with her since 1991 for about 23 years.
I'm Denise McCauley, and I am judge of the Henry County Family Court, which is the Domestic Relations and Juvenile Divisions of the court.
I met Pam when we started the domestic violence protocol in Defiance County, and probably close to 20 years ago.
Pam is passionate about meeting the needs of domestic violence survivors. That was her area of interest and work before she went to law school. It remained a passion of hers during law school, and it was the reason that she joined Legal Services in 1991, was to continue her work on behalf of domestic violence survivors.
Pam had heard about the first Family Justice Center, which is located in San Diego, California, and she went out there and toured it. And she came back and wrote this grant. And it was entirely her vision to have a rural Family Justice Center model, which includes 6 counties in Northwest Ohio.
Domestic violence was, in the overhaul of it in Ohio and the United States, was sadly needed for years. And somebody along the line, with the foresight of Pam Weiner, said, we're going to change this, and we're going to change it drastically, and we're going to have somebody that'll help sell it to law enforcement.
In that way, she's educated all of us who are in the system to say, you know, it's not just the hitting and the shoving, and it is the power and control that one party exerts over the other party, and how that affects the relationship, and how that person needs help too, that's in that situation when that has been exerted over them.
The Family Justice Center model is one in which women can come to as sort of a one-stop shop. Instead of sending them running all over for their services when they're in a state of crisis, we bring them into a Family Justice Center where they can get many services at one site.
The changes in domestic violence and the laws and how we deal with it is the greatest change that I have seen since December the 1st of '73 when I started. And it wouldn't be the way it is today here or in a lot of other counties in Northwest Ohio had not have been for Pam Weiner.
I think in terms of touching the lives of individuals in this area, it's really been on a couple of levels. One are just the hundreds, if not thousands, of individual clients whose lives are much better off because Pam was on their side.
Pam went to law school at the University of Michigan, where she graduated at the top of her class, and she could have pretty much written her own ticket as to where she wanted to practice law. And she chose to work in the field of domestic violence.
She likes a challenge, no matter what that is. And I think a lot of the challenges are the need we've had for years to help those who are victims of violence.
She requires less sleep than anybody I've ever met in my life.
I have never heard anyone say a negative word about her, ever.
If you thought you had a really difficult task ahead of you, Pam Weiner would be the person that you would want on your right-hand side. Because she's truly one of God's special gifts. I just wish I had her finesse. I have none, but she sure got my share.
She points out to all of us how we can be better at what we do. And especially when we're dealing with the population of those who have been involved with domestic violence cases. We are just blessed to have her.
Please welcome to the stage our individual award winner, Pamela Heyman Weiner, and with the presentation, Dr. Stuckey and Peter Beck.
Wow. I have amazing friends, and they're the ones who should be standing behind this podium today, because it is the community and the power of the committed individuals that we have in each of our community that change lives and are able to assist victims of domestic violence and living safe lives and violence-free lives. And it is with great honor and humility that I accept this award on behalf of the Family Justice Center partners, my co-workers at Legal Aid of Western Ohio and Advocates for Basic Legal Equality, and my incredibly supportive family who's here with me today. In 2003, the Defiance County Domestic Violence Task Force discussed creating a multi-county task force to better address the safety and self-sufficiency needs of domestic violence victims and their families, and also to better identify offenders who were committing domestic violence-related offenses in multiple counties in Northwest Ohio. Too many victims were suffering in silence. Too many children were growing up in violent homes. And too many victims have lost their lives to domestic violence, and too many batterers were not held accountable. After extensive discussions with judges, prosecutors, law enforcement, advocates, and other community partners in Defiance, Fulton, Henry, Williams, Putnam, and Van Wert counties, the community partners came together and decided to create a multi-county family justice center. The collaboration of partners in 6 counties wrote a grant submitted to the U.S. Department of Justice through the Defiance Municipal Court. In 2004, the Defiance Municipal Court was awarded one of 15 National Presidential Family Justice Center awards from the U.S. Department of Justice to create the Family Justice Center of Northwest Ohio. Legal Aid of Western Ohio received a similar grant to be able to coordinate this effort. We opened the Family Justice Center of Northwest Ohio in 2006. We have an amazing collaboration of advocacy agencies who've committed their resources to running each of these Family Justice Center sites. The Center for Child and Family Advocacy, Sarah's House of Williams County, the Migrant Rest Center, Putnam County Crime Victim Services, Van Wert County Victim Assistance, Legal Aid of Western Ohio, house, staff, and provide resources to provide comprehensive services to victims of domestic violence, dating violence, stalking, and sexual assault to heal, to thrive, and to live safe, violent-free lives. With the continuing support of the staff, faculty, and students at Northwest Community College and Defiance College, the Family Justice Center has been able to provide extensive training and outreach to our partners, to our victims, and their children. The Henry County Family Justice Center is run by the Center for Child and Family Advocacy, and they've received, become a part of a national demonstration project with the Henry County Family Court to create a family court that can better address the needs of children who are in domestic violence situations. And now the Family Justice Center is moving into a new initiative with human trafficking, where we are partnering with our community partners, with our state, multi-state, and national partners to help Northwest Ohio become safe from human trafficking. I have had the privilege of working with thousands of survivors of domestic violence, stalking, and sexual assault over the past 22 years here in rural Northwest Ohio. They have taught me so much about courage, faith, perseverance, hope, and unconditional love. I have had the privilege of working with a community of caring colleagues and friends committed to helping others and to saving lives. And I've been so privileged to have a family who taught me to hear God's calling for my life and to stand with me through the challenges and through the celebrations. I want to thank the many Family Justice Center partners, my co-workers with Legal Aid of Western Ohio and advocates for basic legal equality, my family, and the Northwest State Community College Foundation for this award. Thank you.
I'm joined now by Peter Beck, who's the president of the foundation that we spoke of here at Northwest State Community College. Always good to see you, friend. How are you?
You too. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming tonight.
What got Peter Beck to get involved with the foundation here at Northwest State?
Well, that started back when I was a trustee for the college, and I was asked to be one of the members on the foundation as a representative of the trustees. Well, then I just kept on accepting that position, and then I could not turn it down because I realized the importance that what the foundation does and for our students that come here to the college.
You have a great board made up of community leaders that really assist you in getting the job done.
Yes, we have over 35 dedicated members that work diligently to support the foundation, and we are so excited because every year we are able to provide scholarships for more and more students, and we're growing each year.
I don't know if you call it a mission statement, but the overall goal. What is that overall primary goal of your foundation?
It is to support the students and the students that have a true need, and to allow them to be able to better themselves for the future.
That's got to make you feel good as being part of such an organization that gives people a lot of time, maybe a second or a third chance to really open up their eyes and open up their careers too.
It really does, because when we go through the selection process for scholarships, it's not only students that are just coming out of high school, but it's for students that are trying to start a new life, have a family, and it could be anywhere, and it could be from any age from 17 to 60. And we have given scholarships through that range.
Yeah, last time I think I looked is upper 20s, the average age of a student here. And you talk about your non-traditional students. Northwest State really takes the lead on that. And especially this day and age, especially when the economy hit some rough roads about 5 years ago, technical education and the education offered here at the Community College of Northwest State was really beneficial to a lot of people.
It is, and as my occupation and a manufacturer, we really see that, and we hire so many students and so many people that come out of this school. Majority of our people that work for us that have degrees do come to this school.
Thank you for your leadership with the foundation. Thanks for not saying no. You say yes a lot. That's why you have that position. You realize that?
I never say no. That's why. Yes.
Peter Beck truly making a difference as the foundation president here at Northwest State.
Thank you. The Green Carpet Celebration focuses on thanking many individuals, business, and organizations for their positive impact on our communities. Our foundation and its over 30 volunteers congratulate Pamela Heyman Weiner, Chief Supermarkets, and a Fellowship of Christian Athletes, who are now our 2013 Making a Difference Award recipients. These recipients illustrate moving examples of the power of people using their time and talents to create change in many lives. I am sure each of us can look back at someone who has made a great difference in our lives, someone whose wisdom and simple acts of kindness has made an impression on us. In all likelihood, it was someone who sought out no recognition or their deed other than enjoying and knowing that they may have made a difference in others' lives. Our recipients fit this mold and only wanting one thing, and that is to help others. The Green Carpet event is one opportunity that supports our communities by helping our foundation raise scholarship dollars. Last year, Northwest State and its foundation awarded a record-breaking $188,325 in scholarships. And this year, we are very proud to announce that we exceeded this goal by awarding $253,400 to 180 students. These dollars raised wouldn't have been possible if it were not for the support from our sponsors, companies, and individuals willing to contribute to the Northwest State Community College Foundation. Thad Hartzell, I think you're way back in the back there. I want to thank you for sharing your story. It is individuals like yourself that inspire many to succeed in changing their lives, and it has also given each of our foundation members continued reason to keep working hard and generate the dollars needed for many to attend this college. We are very blessed that so many from our region are supporting the communities they live and work in, and our recipients are prime examples of caring leaders who do so much and influence many. Pamela Heyman Weiner, Chief Supermarket and Fellowship of Christian Athletes, you now are inducted into a prestigious group joining the growing list of likes Maumee Valley Guidance, State Bank and Trust, Erie Sauter, Sarah's Garden, Farmers and Merchants State Bank, Dean Spangler, Henry County Hospital, Judge Stephen Bird, and Campbell Soup Company. It is clearly understood why you have chosen to be among this elite group. I would like everyone to have a big round of applause for our foundation director, Robin Wilcox, whose vision and leadership skills have led this foundation to where it is today, and her team of volunteers who have worked very hard coordinating and making this special night and evening a success. I hope everyone has enjoyed tonight's event, and I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to share with us this special evening honoring these very special Making a Difference Award recipients. It is nothing more than a simple act of kindness that truly makes a difference. From our foundation members to all of you, we would like to thank you for sharing this evening with us. Good night.